Hello, hello. This is Laura Burks, Independent Sales Director from Glasgow, Kentucky, and I'm coming at you today with step number 3 of our 12-step program. So this step focuses on the weekly workshop and why that is so important. I will tell you that in my, at the time, 6.5 years of weekly workshops of my business, I have been the most successful in my business when I've been attending them regularly. And so the first thing I want to tell you are some reasons why you should attend your weekly workshop. And then I'll talk to you about weekly workshop and then kind of talk to you about some of the expectations at weekly workshop. So top 10 reasons to attend weekly workshop. Number 1, to inspire and be inspired by others. Number 2, recognition of your achievements. Number 3, encouragement and support from others like you. Number 4, you're going to receive special training to aid you in your business. Number 5, you're going to get new ideas for booking, selling, for classes, and more. Number 6, you're going to develop your own leadership qualities. Number 7, to experience team spirit, esprit de corps, from having a goal to reach. Number 8, you're going to get a lot of company news and information on new products and upcoming events at meetings, at weekly workshops. Number 9, you're going to use your meetings, your weekly workshops, to introduce your potential recruits to the wonderful world of Mary Kay. It's the pink bubble, and you get to show them our pink bubble. It is a great way to start building your team. And number 10, to be a productive part of your group by being active, by sharing positive ideas, and by offering support. My favorite quote about weekly workshops are that on the weeks that you need the meeting, that you're feeling down in the dumps, or maybe your week just didn't go so well, you need to go. You need to go to our weekly workshop so that you can be inspired and uplifted. And on the weeks that you've had a great week and you don't need to be inspired and uplifted, the workshop needs you, because there's somebody else there who needs to hear your story that week. So while meetings and weekly workshops are not required, like nothing in your business, nothing in your business is required. There are no things that are mandatory. It is highly, highly recommended. Just like you wouldn't expect to stay healthy if you never went to the doctor for a checkup. You wouldn't expect to be good at your full-time job if you never showed up to work, or if you never went to the required trainings. It's the same concept. You've got to put in the time to find the learning and find the effort and find your groove to be excellent at this business. And so I want to talk to you really quickly about our local weekly workshop here in Glasgow, Kentucky. We meet on Monday nights at the Go Paint Studio on the Glasgow Square. We have a studio inside of that. And that is every Monday night at 6 o'clock on the square. So we will be there without fail every Monday night unless something crazy happens or there's a holiday on that day. So you can pretty much guarantee that we will be there. If you are local to Glasgow and you'd like to plug into those meetings, just contact me or your recruiter and we will get you that information, the address, and what you need to know about it. If you're not local to Glasgow, chances are that I'm already working on finding you an adopted sales director to attend a meeting in your local area. But if we haven't discussed that yet, make sure you touch base with me so I can. Okay? So the next thing I want to do is talk about some of the expectations at meetings, at weekly workshops. And we've got a document called This Is How We Roll. So I'm going to screen share that with you. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm hoping you can see all this. It looks like you can. So this document is called This Is How We Roll, and this is something that I put together for new consultants especially, but it's always a really good refresher for those who are seasoned consultants. So when we go to events, including weekly workshops, people are watching you because they know the unit and the area that you're part of. We have a reputation of excellence. I notice, and others notice. So, of course, we want to continue this reputation of excellence. And so, this is just how we roll. So there are some quotes on here that I really like. So read those on your own, but I'm just going to kind of go over the paragraphs and kind of hit some of the high points. So the first thing we like to talk about at Weekly Workshop is what we dress like. Now, let me say this, and please hear my heart on this. If you cannot come to Weekly Workshop because of what you're wearing, put that out of your mind and get your butt to Weekly Workshop. We want you there. We absolutely want you there. If all you can do is show up in your clothes, and maybe you worked and you work as a nurse and you got pooped on today. Like, I don't care. Whatever happened to you. I mean, maybe that's taking it a bit extreme, but we want you there no matter what you look like. But for the most part, you want to try to dress like a professional businesswoman. Mary Kay Ash asked very few things of us. And she is no longer with us, so we do our best to honor her wishes. And one of her wishes is that as beauty consultants and sales directors, we always wear a skirt or a dress, no pants. Now, again, at our weekly workshops, we are pretty relaxed about that, but at larger scale events, there really aren't many exceptions. If you have some issue that you need to talk to me about privately, that is different, and we can absolutely discuss it and come up with a solution. But for the most part, you want to always wear a skirt or a dress to any Mary Kay function, including weekly workshop if possible. It's just something that we hold as a high standard, and it's something that we value. It's a standard we have in our company, and it's a standard we have in our unit. That's just how we roll. You always want to bring your best attitude to the meeting. Okay, that is the number one I'm going to ask you thing I'm going to ask you to do, is just to bring your best attitude. If there is a lot of stuff happening in your life, in your work, whatever it is, when you walk in that door, all of that stuff just rolls off your shoulders, and you pretend it never happened, and you're in your Mary Kay pink bubble, and you just forget it ever happened that day, and you can pick it back up on the way out. You may or may not choose to wear makeup, but you want to consider the industry you work in. So even if you're not going to wear makeup, you still want to represent your products well. So make sure you're taking excellent care of your skin and just presenting yourself in a clean, clean may be, a little too far to take it, but you never know who's going to show up looking like what. So make sure you're just clean and presentable, and you look nice, and you represent your company well. I do like to always ask, if you smoke, that you be conscious of others who are sensitive to the smoke and the smell. Personally, I am very sensitive to it. And so I just always ask that if you have to smoke on your way to the event, just make sure it's in a well-ventilated area, and that you don't just smell like smoke when you come in. It really is hard on me to breathe around that, and I know that sounds like an excuse, but I just do ask that you be sensitive to that. And during events, we try not to go in and out smoking outside of doors, things like that, because as you come in, the secondhand smoke can be distracting. Do try to just have on fresh, smoke-free clothes when you arrive. As far as other appearance, heels are fun, but they're not required. We always love us some cute, comfy flats. But whatever you do, looking and feeling your best is going to give you confidence. And when you're confident, you can focus on others instead of on how you feel. And that is just how we roll. Preparedness and punctuality are the two most important qualities of a leader. And I think that is a beautiful sentiment. My dad taught me that being on time was late, and being 5 minutes early was on time. And I always try to stick by that rule. Although it applies in other areas of life, there is no such thing as fashionably late in Mary Kay. You get there early, you volunteer to help set up when you get there, you do it with a smile, and you stay late to help clean up too. It's always a good idea to arrive early to larger events so that you have time to get good seats, get a drink of water, use the bathroom, and even just find parking. So keep that in mind. As far as attendance at events and weekly workshops, we always want to give the utmost respect to the person speaking, whether or not that's me. There are going to be lots of events that we attend that I'm not the only one speaking. But when we're at meetings and workshops and events, we are the audience. And an audience can enable the presenter to give her best presentation because she feeds off the energy, or to not give a great presentation because the energy is not great. So here is a quick little list for audience etiquette. Clap and cheer when called for, which in Mary Kay is a lot. You always want to clap and cheer for someone else, just like you would want to be clapped for. Interact with the speaker, but don't interact with your peers and the people around you. Make sure your cell phone is on silent. And if you need to take notes, I always recommend using pen and paper over recording or over taking notes on your cell phone, because that can be distracting as well. As far as drama goes, I'm not going to talk too much about it other than to say there is a zero tolerance policy for gossip, negativity, complaining, whining, excuses, drama, etc. at my weekly workshop, and that pretty much is across the board from all sales directors. Treat others the way you'd want to be treated. That's all you need to know. As far as kids at Mary Kay events, under special circumstances, we can make exceptions, but for the most part, we want to keep Mary Kay events kid-free. We want our guests to be able to relax and enjoy themselves without having to worry about a little one running around and getting hurt or having to entertain them. That's just how we roll. The last thing on this page is to come prepared. Come with all the supplies you need. Be organized about it. Don't be the bag lady that comes in with several different bags hanging off all your arms and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you are prepared when you come in. And that is it. I'm not sure now, looking at the screen, if it actually screen shared everything, but if not, you just got to see something and I just talked for a few minutes. So I hope that makes sense. I do have that document. If you would like to see it, we can always print it out. But what I want you to take away from all this is not that we have a bunch of rules and structure and like, oh, we can't do all these things. More so just to do what you're already going to be doing and just be conscious of loving on and caring for other people. And sometimes that takes a little bit of extra effort and a little bit of extra preparedness. So I really hope to see you at our next weekly workshop. If you attend 8 workshops in a row, 8, you are going to earn a free Skinvigrate cleansing brush from me, which is just one of our fantastic products. I cannot live without it, and I'm hoping that you cannot either once you try it. So come to your 8 meetings in a row, and you will earn that from me, and of course you do that by turning in the prize voucher. So make today a great day, and I will see you soon.